The heroes arrive in a town where a series of murders have occurred. Well known people amongst the community and were great contributors to various types of media. The mayor employs the heroes to figure out what is going on. On Applied Geomatics, we're going to do the Assassin's Danger where we hope to inspire you to create your own lair to battle your heroes. The heroes have been hired to find the people that have been missing in this town. The assassin knows that the players are getting close to him, and so therefore decides to leave a trap. Now in third location, I just leave a pen laying out in the middle of the room so the players can easily find it. And if they would like, they can make a DC 25 investigation check to see if there's anything weird about that pen. Here I list a poison pen with a DC 10 constitution save that they need to make, or they take 48 poison damage, or half that if they do save. The final two murders are going to also have a trap that's going to be laid out for the heroes. One's going to be a collapsing roof where they need to make a DC 15 dexterity check, or take 48 bludgeoning damage, as well as there's going to be a DC 20 intelligence check to disarm a bomb that's going to be in the final location. Now you can see here that I made the difficulty classes a little bit harder as they continue to go down these different locations. Where the DC 20 is going to be the hardest, it's going to do the most damage to the players. After the players survive the traps, you're going to lay out a map such as this one where you're going to have the murders occurring at different locations in the city. The players can then make an intelligence check or a wisdom check based on what you wanted to make it. Now this is where we're going to use that group ability check, the video that I made in the past, where essentially you just make a roll. Whoever rolls the highest makes the deductive reasoning and determines what's happening here. Now after displaying the murders out like this, you're going to essentially create a pattern for them and show them that essentially located within all these different murders is a potential location of where the assassin might be. Now the main reason we don't want the heroes to find the assassin or the assassin to be at these locations is because all these heroes are going to have magic spells that could essentially ruin your plans in terms of trying to make sure these heroes can make it to the assassin's danger room. Now upon heading to the center of town, the heroes find an abandoned warehouse, or at least what appears to be an abandoned warehouse. And as they arrive there, they get to see the villain entering this abandoned warehouse. Those silly fools, I hope that explosion took care of them. They decide to approach and sneak in. After a few perception checks, they're unable to look inside the warehouse and identify anything that's off.
Are you sure it's safe to go in?
Looks completely safe to me.
Are you boys sure know what you're doing?
No time to waste, people. Let's go in. Upon entering the warehouse, they notice a series of a bunch of statues laying out everywhere. And at that moment, the villain steps out and takes a look at the heroes.
Great, you're here. Perhaps you can withstand the obstacles.
Now, right at that moment, doors shut, the windows are shut, the players appear to be trapped. Then, all the lights in the room turn off, and all there is very dim light. Now, this is important because the rogue assassin has some abilities that we have stolen from the Shadow Monk. Now, what we're looking at here is the stat block that I created for this assassin. It's basically a Drow Elite Warrior, and I'm going to add a couple of things to it from the rogue class, such as cunning action, so it's able to use a bonus action during its turn, as well as give it some uncanny dodge, evasion, as well to reduce the amount of damage it's going to receive. On top of that, I looked at the Shadow Monk and I took a couple of its traits, Shadow Step and Cloak of Shadows. This will actually help the villain get through the room, around the room, and hide from the players in order to attack them and get a lot of sneak attack damage in. Now that the room is dark, the assassin's going to move away to the other side of the statue. And it is at that moment that it's going to use Shadow Step and go from one column, move to the other side of the room to get away from the heroes. Now throughout the encounter, the assassin's going to be jumping from column to column, but the heroes have something else to worry about. Because this is the assassin's danger room, there's going to be some obstacles to get through. Now on these statues, there's traps that can be triggered by the heroes. The very first column has a 10-foot radius, and now if any players get close to that, they need to make a DC 18 dexterity save or take 2d6 poison damage, DC 18 con, or be in the poison condition. Now, if the heroes get past that area and try to go to where the assassin was, they're going to be greeted by the Smashing Club. This is another statue that's going to be swinging around a club. Whether or not the players decide to split the group and one goes the other way, there's also going to be another statue that has a swinging sword. As soon as they come by, that sword comes out and starts to attack them. And finally, at the very back of the assassin's danger room, there's going to be another statue which is going to be launching out spikes from within its body. Not shooting, but basically just stabbing outward and hitting any player that's there. So now, while the heroes are trying to survive the obstacles, the assassin's going to be diving from column to column, using its Shadow Step and using invisibility when it can. Now, the reason the assassin is not affected by these different types of traps is because this is his danger room. He knows where to step, he knows where to go. And that's it, everybody. That's the assassin's danger room. I hope that you can use it, change it, use it as inspiration, change anything you want about it, those DCs, whatever it is you want to do to improve that game. This is RPG Boons, where we talk about everything RPG and how everything is RP. If you like the cut of my gibberish, please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. You know I'll get back to you. Until then, see you next time.